It's so funny to me that you brought up Better Call Saul, because on the way over here to the podcast studio, I swear to God, this is true. I was thinking about you. I was looking forward to this interview. And Bob Odenkirk came to mind because I think you two have both managed a very improbable, very hard to pull off feat, which is you both started in one place and you could have been in a great stand-up. If you were just a stand-up, that could have been your career and you could be really proud of it. But then you kept moving, you kept changing, you kept bobbing, you kept weaving. And I think Bob Odenkirk did the same thing, which is never said, well, wait a minute, I can't do this. I'm Bob Odenkirk. I'm from Mr. Show. This isn't something I can do. He completely transformed his career. And by during the pandemic, he had become an action star.
Yeah,
and
nobody's great.
I was like, I love this movie. I totally believe Bob in it. I used to work with him at Saturday Night Live. We had desks next to each other. If you had told me then that he'd be kicking ass in an action movie like Jean-Claude Van Damme, I'd say, no, that's just never going to happen. And I think you've done the same thing.
Well,
I think you're two guys that I've known and seen, witnessed you up close at different periods in your career, and you just keep saying, I'm going this way now. And I just believe I'm going to be able to do it. And then you do it.
Well, that's very kind. I don't think you can compare me to Bob Odenkirk. I think, his work on Better Call Saul is so good. I actually saw Bob Odenkirk for the first time ever. I heard of him was on your show on NBC. Mr. Show was on, but I hadn't watched it. I just seen it go by on the guide, and I was like, feels like a bad title for a TV show. I'm never watching that. Then I saw him on your show, and he was so funny.
Yeah.
And I was really obsessed with, that's when I first started getting obsessed with comedy and stand-up. And that's when I started watching Mr. Show. And I remember I recorded it on VHS and brought it to my friends, and I was like, you guys got to watch this show. So good. And then to see but you could see back then in those sketches, he was a very good actor.
Right.
He's always been a very good yeller. Like, he's so good at screaming. He's so good. And he was so good.
He does have a lot of anger. I'm going to say that right now, which probably helps him.
And he's so good on Better Call Saul. And for me, I want to be able to do all the things I love, and the things you think you can do sort of keep changing.
Yep.
And it's always like I want to try and do the next thing that's like almost impossible for me to do, but not quite. I mean, I think that's sort of the goal. And it's a very scary thing to like keep doing that. But I feel honestly very lucky that there have been people who thought I could do those things. And sometimes their belief that I could do it is what allowed me to think I could do it.
You can feed off that.
Yeah. Like this show, Rob Siegel was like, I think you can do this. And really, that was what got me to say, maybe he's right and I'm wrong.
Well, it's Welcome to Chippendales is coming out in a week, and it's on Hulu. And I want to see it. I'm a huge fan of yours, and I'm glad that we're now best friends. You really walked into that one.
No, I'm in. I'm here. Let's.
You don't want to think about it for a little while?
No, I'm in.
Okay.
Here it is.
Okay. I mean, this is it. We're best friends now.
Okay.
I got to make some calls because there's a couple of people out there, and they know who they are, who think they're my best friend. Timothy Oliphant knows better.
He knows.
He does it because he's already moved on. He's a sociopath. But
all handsome actors have to be sociopaths. How can you be that handsome and like not completely?
Here's what enrages me about him. He's that good looking, and he's also incredibly funny.
Again, I saw him for the first on your show.
Yeah. And he's devastatingly funny, and I think that's not fair.
It's so unfair. I saw him at a party. I hadn't met him, and somebody introduced me to him, and I was like, you're very good at panel shows. You're very funny. And it meant so much to him. He's like, wow, nobody thinks I'm like, I can do comedy, but
oh my God.
Yeah.
He's one of the funniest
people I know. He's so good on your show. You guys are so good together.
Well, when you get two really handsome guys together,
yeah.
Is this mic thing?
No, it's working.
It's weird. I heard a weird sort of collective sigh.